House Speaker Nancy Pelosi of Calif. Wears a mask as she steps away from the podium at the conclusion of a news conference on Capitol Hill, Thursday, May 14, 2020, in Washington. AP photo, Andrew Harnick, copyright 2020 The Associated Press. All rights reserved. CNN. The House of Representatives on Friday passed a sweeping bill to spend more than $3 trillion for COVID-19 relief and a rules change to allow lawmakers to vote remotely during the coronavirus pandemic. The measure was approved by a vote of 208 to 199 despite opposition from Republicans as well as from some moderate and progressive Democrats. 14 Democrats crossed party lines to vote against it and 1 Republican voted in favor. The legislation, which reflects Democratic priorities and was not a product of bipartisan negotiations, would stand as the largest relief package in U.S. history, and House Democratic leaders argued that the package, which allocates funding for state and local governments, coronavirus testing and a new round of direct payments to Americans, is urgently needed to address the crisis. Republicans, however, have made clear that it is dead on arrival in the GOP-controlled Senate. Democrats also had to grapple with criticism and pushback from moderates upset that the bill did not have widespread bipartisan support and progressives who believe the bill did not go far enough to help Americans facing fallout from the pandemic. In a sign of how serious that pushback was, House Speaker Nancy Pelosi worked to lock in the support for the bill ahead of a final vote, with multiple sources involved in the vote-counting effort telling CNN that Pelosi worked hard behind the scenes to ensure she had the votes. Asked ahead of the vote how hard she was working the vote, Pelosi told CNN on Friday, like normal, and said she was confident the bill would pass. Pelosi, a California Democrat, defended the bill on Thursday against attacks that it is partisan, saying, "We're putting our offer on the table. We're open to negotiation." But most Republicans have dismissed the aid package as a liberal wish list. They have argued it is too soon to move ahead with another far-reaching legislative response to the pandemic without first waiting to see the results of the trillions of dollars in aid that have already been enacted. Republicans also criticized the rules change proposal to allow remote voting and remote committee work as a partisan power grab that will upend institutional tradition. Democratic leaders say remote voting by proxy will ensure lawmakers can continue to legislate safely and effectively during the pandemic. Democrats approved the rules change, which stands to significantly alter the way the House conducts legislative business, over Republican opposition with a vote of 217 to 189. The change will allow the chamber to operate remotely for the first time in its more than 200-year history.